Hello, welcome to a bit of a different video, a little bit more talking, so a lot of people might find it boring. I know I tend to if somebody's just stood there rabbiting on the camera, but I thought I'd give it a try. A bit awkward for me, it's all still very new, but I just wanted to give you a bit of insight really into kind of myself, my plans, Project Dakar, and a few other little bits and bobs really. So this is all new to me, and obviously I'm treating it as a hobby. I'm not expecting anything to really amount to anything. Thought give it a try, see where I go. The project itself, excuse the beard by the way, I know it's my winter beard, it'll be coming off when the weather gets a bit warmer. So the overall plan is, YouTube is a hobby. I thought I'll give it a go. I'm not very computer literate, I'm learning as I go. If you look at my very earlier videos, I didn't talk at all. I just did writing on the screen, and we're kind of progressing to trying to be a little bit more comfortable in front of the camera again. Treating it as a hobby. I'm in the garage anyway, doing the work anyway. Why not? Why not put it on? It might help people. Some people might find it entertaining. Some people might find it informative. So therefore, if you have the same bike or the next project that I do, or when I'm working with my van or the Kawasaki, whatever, you might find it interesting for the information because you might be intending on doing that yourself. So like the Kawasaki, there's a video coming up soon. I'm yet to do the job and record it. The video coming up soon on that will be a real-time clutch replacement. So from the bike pushing it onto the ramp to pushing it off the ramp, one long cord recording, and then I will also then try and edit it down a little bit shorter with the kind of bullet points, if you like, to be more appealing to people who don't want to watch a long drawn out thing. In regards to the videos, so I'm learning to edit at the moment. I'm doing it on my phone on an app. I have got a computer, but again, it's a kind of a learning curve, so I'm taking each bit at a time. That's what I thought I'd try this. So it's the first time I spoke to the camera. Normally I'm working away on the bike and just waffling, and whatever comes out of my mouth, if it's good or acceptable, I use it. If it's not, then obviously not, I just edit it out. So I thought I'd give this one a try, just as a little bit of an update really on how we're getting on with this one and what the plans are going forward. I end up buying something obviously cheaper, which tends to have problems, and then I'll spend a bit of time then fixing the problems and keeping the vehicle running, with the aim that whenever I get rid of motorbike or vehicle, if I draw even on the price, or I make even 100 quid or 200 quid, then that's a winner. So yeah, that's the reason why I kind of do what I do. In regards to the bikes, now this one was cheap because it had a lot of issues and it's not in the best of conditions. Not really the style of bike I would go for or have ever kind of considered, but right price, right moment, right challenge. Now, when I started doing this bike. Oh, that light's going. I'm gonna have to turn it off. Pause. We'll be back. So I had to turn that light off because in the winter, because of condensation, I must have water somewhere where it shouldn't. So when it starts to flash, it's going to trip something out in the house. So turn that off for a minute. So I hope you can see all right. So yeah, really with this, I started when I got the bike at kind of the right price. The whole beginning of the journey with this was never meant for YouTube, never meant for any kind of recording purposes. Any video or photo that I took was only for my own personal reference. For when I come to put it back together, I've got an idea on where things go, what order they go in. And then had the idea to kind of, you got to be in it to win it. Now, I'm not even remotely ever dreaming that anything will ever amount to anything other than a hobby on YouTube, where I get to have a little go, improve my computer skills, learn a little bit, get a little bit more comfortable speaking to a camera. So anything other than that's an unrealistic kind of view. That's my opinion anyway. All of the original images, all of the really videos that I've put out up until recently have all been kind of reference pictures with no intent on going out on YouTube. So I started off with phone and doing my best to kind of take pictures. I ended up getting, excuse the workbench in the background, Insta360 X3. Okay, I don't even know if that's in focus, but excuse the crap on the shelf in the background. Yeah, so I thought, okay, then get a tripod, and then I can start to produce hopefully slightly better videos with better angles, better footage, rather than just prattling about with a phone. Just being Christmas, so 2025 Christmas, and my partner very kindly got me some of these. Now, these, for anybody that doesn't know, they're Meta Ray-Ban glasses, and they've got all the cameras and bits and bobs. Now, I probably look like a bit of a tit, especially in the garage. So, got these glasses. Now, these glasses hopefully are going to step it up again another level. The idea really with these glasses that I will get point of view, because something I've struggled with is when I've got the camera on a tripod, or I might have my phone mounted, you still can't get the footage that you want. So I'm hoping that with these, I wish they had interchangeable lenses. I'm aware that you can get the ones with interchangeable lenses, but you know, these are ideal. Just I look a bit of an idiot in a garage working potentially in the dark, but hopefully that will improve some of the footage that I can record, because holding a phone, as anybody knows who's tried it, while you're doing something impossible. So for the kind of click of a button, and then I can record the footage while I'm whatever it is that I'm doing. I know what it's like when you start watching a video like this one and you think, oh my god, it's boring, they're just waffling on. So I try and keep the talking down relatively to a minimum, unless it's some relevant information or some whatever it is that I find that might be, I don't know, appealing to have in the video. Obviously, I'm up for any advice if anybody wants to kind of throw any advice my direction. As like I say, I'm not computer literate. I do feel like I am progressing slowly, trying with different effects and whatnot. But kind of like from this point onwards, when I do footage, I'm creating the footage with intent that it's going to be going on YouTube, edited to go on YouTube. Whereas, like I say, up till quite recently in my videos, it's been what I've already got on my phone, because I've taken for my own reference and then I've compiled it into something that I can use. So yeah, that's that in regards to YouTube and cameras. I'm hoping between a phone, the 360 and the glasses, we'll get hopefully some good footage. So the idea with bikes is I'm not doing it for massive financial gain. That's not what it's about. What my aim is, between the two bikes that I have the bike that I use, Kawasaki, on the road that's legal, you go and use it for whatever purpose, and then a project in the garage. And then when the project in the garage is complete, whichever is the better bike between the one that I use and the one in the garage, I'll keep that one, sell the other one. And then when I've sold the other one, then I'll buy a different bike, and then I'll restore that one to the best I can. Obviously, I'll do it budget wise, because not everybody can afford to be spending loads of money on having things, whether it's re-chromed, powder coated, this, that, and the other. I will try and vary it through different videos and different projects, should I say. Depends, obviously, if you've got an alloy frame, you're not necessarily going to go and powder coat it. But then if you've got a steel frame like this is, if the finance had have been there, to be honest, I probably should have, and I wish I had powder coated the frame in the swing arm. It has come up all right. There's just a couple of little bits on it, because I'm being nitty picky. A couple of bits that I would have preferred it to have been 100%. But again, this is a budget restoration, so trying to do it as cost effective as possible. So yeah, that's really the aim. Really, is to kind of build up to a better bike each time. I'm not aiming up to a specific bike. I've not got one in mind. I'm not building up to anything specific, not even a specific value, not even a specific age. Just whatever takes my fancy in the next one. The next bike that I fancy doing is a Honda CBR 600 F4, ideally fuel injected, but carburetor one will be okay. So I think that's the plan really, is when this one's done, depending on how it rides in comparison with the Kawasaki, one of them will be going, and then I'll get a CBR 600 F4, whatever. I may do something different. I may get one of my little lads helping take a few bits apart to mix it up a little bit, teach them a few skills, but we'll see. We'll wait and see. Again, it's juggling the amount of work that I do, obviously outside of the garage, versus being father with the kids and dad duties, and it's quite a busy life outside of the garage. So sometimes it takes me a while to get back in here. So that's why I'm doing this video now again, as a little bit of an update, just to kind of so everybody knows, like, you know, if a video hasn't been out for 10 days, 2 weeks, whatever, that's why, because life's got in the way. I would like, and my aim is always to kind of bring a video out every 7 days, but realistically, with stuff that goes on in real life, it's not always ideal. But you never know in the future. Depends how things go, whether this as a hobby takes off to become more. I'm not hoping on it, but you never know. It's a functional garage. It looks a mess, but I know where everything is. I know there's people out there that think the same. They've got their garage and it looks a mess to everybody else, but they know where everything is. Yeah, and I would like to board it all out and make it look a little bit nicer. My background, I'm not here to gloat. I'm not here to make out I know everything, because I don't. And I tend to find that people that make out they know everything, they don't know half as much as what they think they do. So I don't pretend to know everything. I don't pretend to do everything in exactly the correct way, i.e. how a manual would tell you to do it. I'm not telling people this is exactly the way that you should do it. I'm showing how I do it. And if I fail or something goes wrong, I will show that it's gone wrong. I'll be honest about stuff. Like in one of the videos, if you go back, the rear chain sprocket on this, I bought some stainless steel nuts and bolts and I put them in, look lovely. And when I put it all in, I thought, because the nut normally goes on the outside on most bikes that I've worked on. Normally the nut goes on the outside, so I put the nut on the outside. Then the nut was catching the swing arm. And then after going over the footage and the photos that I had from original before I stripped it, I realised that the bolt head goes on the outside and the nut with the bit of thread sticking out goes on the inside. So again, it's a genuine mistake, but if I put it up with being honest, it highlights it for somebody else that might make a similar mistake, and hopefully it might stop them doing it, because obviously I knew, put it on, turn the wheel, make sure everything's all right, it'll have a double check, triple check, then it will go for MOT. So I know everything will be 100% when I'm done. Maybe people that might be in their own garage, not done it before, might quickly do a sprocket change for whatever reason, and then it might foul the swing arm and it might damage the swing arm, or worse. So if it helps people, then obviously great. My background, I was car mechanic, motorcycle mechanic. Yeah, so I feel like I'm competent with the spanners, but I don't know everything. And there's always something you haven't done, and there's always a bike or a car that you haven't worked on, or there's always new technology, there's always something. So sometimes I'm learning as I go. Sometimes it's something that I've done before, like with this, when I had the engine out, I took the cam cover off, checked the valve clearances. Thankfully they were in tolerance. The valve clearances could do, they're not an issue. But then there might be other things. I can't name anything specific at the minute, my mind's gone blank. But yeah, there's going to be things that I haven't done, but I did actually stumble across this a minute ago, and it's not to gloat or anything along them lines, but it just kind of like made me smile of a memory. So let me put this on. I was involved in British Superbikes, and I always kept this one. Okay, and where was it? Great picture. I was involved in British Superbikes, and I always kept this one. Okay, and where was it? Great picture. So that was 2015, and when you go across, there's a
good review, picture in the garage, and there I am. Yeah, 10 years ago that was now. And that's Andy. Hello Andy, if you ever watch this.
Yeah, 10 years ago that was now. Because I've been around bikes a fair bit and cars a fair bit, but again, I'm never going to portray to know everything, and I will make mistakes because we're all human. So just like I say, bear that in mind with the videos. To summarise, hopefully capture better angles, better videos, better quality, a bit more in-depth. Each time it would be good if I could do a slightly different bike. You know, like next bike I'm aiming for a Honda, perhaps, and obviously I've got a Kawasaki out there and this is a BMW, so perhaps next time I might look at a Suzuki, or next time it might be like more of a naked, not Street Fighter, but the more naked style bike like that. Might end up getting a motocross bike, you know, who knows, but each time I would like to do something a little bit different. Sorry if it's been a bit of a boring video, it's just a bit of an update. I haven't really spoke to camera, so it's a bit of a practice for me to see how I get on with it. Nothing's written down, it's all making it up as I go along, so to speak, just talking freely, and I'll edit it the best way I can to make it be less boring. But like I say, thank you if you've made it this far, it's very much appreciated. It'd be a massive help, and I don't want to be one of those, but it would be a massive help if you could like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. For anybody that has, thank you very much. Like I say, each thing will help it grow, and the more it grows, the more inspiration it is for me personally to continue doing it. Again, treating it as a hobby, but the more it grows, the more it makes me excited to do more. If you've got any tips or constructive criticism, you know, whatever, feel free to put it in the comments of what you think I could do differently or what you'd like to see. I need to get this one done. It's been stripped down over 2 years, I think this has been stripped down. Yeah, so that's it. I'm not going to ramble anymore. Thank you very much appreciated, and I will see you soon on the Copy What They All Do. Boom.